Pisces, hello, welcome to Stone Magpie. Thank you for joining me for our 12th section of the Zodiac Circle, which means it is your birthday. Happy birthday, Pisces. Thank you for joining me today, my fishy friends. I promise you I am not going to go on and on about fish during this video, because you must get absolutely sick of hearing about being fishy. And dear Pisces, you are a very sensitive sign in the zodiac. So straight away, I'm going to say whatever I say in this video is not meant to offend. And sometimes, being a Libra, I can take things quite lightly, quite airy-fairy. And I know the Pisces sign think more deeply. So if I say anything during the video, then please do forgive me. It's not intentional. Just wanted to say that straight away, because I have had so much fun researching about your star sign. Wow, what a star sign you are. And I'm really looking forward to talking about your personality traits, what gifts you may like, your hobbies. But you know, Pisces, I have a funny feeling that you're going to already know quite a lot of this because you are such an intuitive sign. Right, before we head into all of that information, I do want to first of all talk about how Pisces became a constellation in the first place. In Greek mythology, the constellation represents the koi fish that saved Aphrodite and her son Eros from the sea monster Typhon. And the reason that we have the name Pisces is because that is the Latin word for fish. As simple as that. So if you want to look up that Greek mythological tale, then do so, because Aphrodite was all about the goddess of beauty, and her son Eros, of course, is quite a well-known character in Greek mythology too. So that's the mythology about how Pisces was named and the constellation in the sky. But what about you and your personality traits? What does the symbol and sign mean to you as a person? Well, I had so much fun researching about your personality traits. Your message is I believe. And that comes from the fact that you are delicate, sensitive, ethereal, and you want to make the world a better place. You have the gift to make fairy tales come true. And with your delicate, ethereal soul, you want to teach the world how to love unconditionally. Because of your delicate, sensitive nature, you can have ups and downs. However, even in the ups and down times, you stay the course to make the world a better place. As soon as I read about that, I just thought, wow, I am going to enjoy delving into this star sign. We all do have more aspects in our birth charts. So if you've not had a chart done, a personal chart done before, then do look online. There are free birth charts to be had, and it will tell you the placements of the star signs within your own birth chart. So that's always a good place to start, and they are usually free of charge to do so. You shouldn't have to spend money on getting that done for yourself. And you may be interested to know your star or sun sign, which is our usual most common sign that we know. your rising sign and your moon sign. They are the three strongest signs within our own characters. Now, Pisces, because you have this sensitive, intuitive side to you, that can also be quite mystical. Now, Pisces starts around about the 19th of February to around the 20th of March, and it is a mutable sign, which means it's the end of a season changing into another. It's changeable, and that's what a mutable sign means, transcendual. It is known as a feminine sign. Even the masculine Pisces will have this feminine, sensitive side to them, as all Pisces have intuitive, mystical, and a transcendual dynamic in the core of their personalities. This desire and drive to make the world a better place can create imaginative thought in the Pisces. They can often be found daydreaming. They can be prone to daydreaming about how to improve things for those around them. Seeking ideas on how to improve environments and using imagination. Sometimes idealistically, as I say, can get lost in daydreams. But those daydreams can result in helping others with their intuitive imagination. And thought into improvements that others may not necessarily think of. As I say, Pisces are a very intuitive sign. Sometimes they seek to help others at detriment to themselves. Pisces need to sometimes go deep within themselves to recharge, take a bit of time out. And when that happens, they go into a meditative solitude in order to gain their own energy back, because they can soak in energies from others. So take it on board and it can feel quite heavy. So to regain their own equilibrium, they will head into solitude and recharge those batteries. And Pisces do need that as a sign generally. So if you are watching this because you have a Pisces friend, partner, then do know that sometimes they need to do that. Perhaps the man cave may need to go and have a bit of time out. Because Pisces are such a sensitive sign, they take on energies that don't necessarily belong to themselves. So by taking this meditation, it's a bit like rebalancing themselves to enable them to carry on. Because Pisces will definitely stay the course. Once they love deeply, and they don't deflect. The moon is a major influence in the Pisces star sign, and therefore if you think of the highs and lows, the ebb and flow, the tidal waves that the moon creates within the world, that is how Pisces go through life, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. And in tarot, the moon card does represent Pisces. And the moon card in tarot is all about the unknown, what we don't know, what's hidden. So if Pisces can fill their inner well, then they can create great transformation. It's said that Pisces has 1 foot in the water, 1 on land, and their head in the clouds. So they can soak in all sorts of information. And they really enjoy doing so. They will gather information from wherever they can. And that is because Pisces have a craving for data. They love information. And while that's not always practical, they've got very hungry minds. They want to learn things. Very hungry minds and spirit. So craving knowledge. That hunt for tales that fire the imagination, mystical or practical, it doesn't matter to the Pisces. They can have very imaginative thoughts which can then transcend into a practical solution. Remember, I believe the gift to make fairy tales come true. Isn't that wonderful? How would you recognise Pisces in a crowd? At first, you may think they are shy people. They may well look a little bit slumped, as if they don't want to be seen, slouched, as if they're hiding away. So, yeah, as if they don't want to be noticed. And that's just because a lot of Pisceans struggle with self-esteem. However, they are such a mysterious sign that people will be intrigued by them. Pisces are so kind that people will be drawn to them and see through that shyness. They may look like they're daydreaming, staring off into space, perhaps looking at the moon. However, once connection is made with the Pisces, they feel very strongly and are very loyal. And that's because they believe in others. They are willing to give benefit of the doubt. They believe that people have good intentions and are willing to explore that within another person. Pisces also retain a sense of wonder throughout their whole lives, so that wide-eyed innocence doesn't usually leave a Pisces, as it may do other star signs. That childlike quality of curiosity and wanting to find out data and use it to improve the world for others. So you may wonder what it would be like as a Pisces child. Perhaps you were a Pisces child or you have a Pisces child. Well, you're in for a treat if you have a Pisces child. Definitely not conventional. They have a very creative flair. So may not want to always wear conventional clothing, may want to experiment with how they come across to the world in their own style, their own way. Even if they wear a school uniform, they will top it off with a floppy, eccentric hat or something to make them individual. Your Pisces child may well be a daydreamer. You may well struggle to get them to focus because they'll want to be off in another world of their imagination. And therefore, a lot of Pisces children could have invisible friends to help them explore the world and put their ideas into some sort of shape within that imaginary friend relationship. Very imaginative children may well make up stories, songs, poems. May well be quite solitary. However, not unhappy in that, because they will have their imaginary friend with them throughout. So as a parent, you may feel quite confused, a bit bemused. So perhaps you want to support your child, make sure that they are okay, and that support will help your child to keep that childish innocence and intuitive ability, being able to have the space to enable them to do so. Very, very charming children, Piscean child, very charming, very sensitive, and could be quite mystical. If you think of an old soul, but with a flamboyant style of dress, as their children experimenting with their own sense of identity, again, going back to that shyness, they may want to experiment, but may not necessarily know how to fit that into the norm. So little support may well be needed, bit of guidance, but nothing to quash the spirit. It's a hard job sometimes as parents, isn't it? I know, being one myself. Oh. So your Pisces child may well have emotional responses to the world. They may not understand the ups and downs and may need support in that emotionally. And that's girls as well as boys, because boys are also quite sentimental as Pisces children. They may well be a little bit misunderstood and their peer group might not quite get them. They will find their own. They will naturally move towards the same sort of mindset in the child. So again, just might need a bit of emotional support. But saying that, don't all children of all star signs anyway. So nothing necessarily unusual in that support needed. However, emotionally, a Pisces child might just need that little bit more of an input. Help keep them on that even keel of the ups and downs of emotions, especially if they are living in a bit of a dream world, want to make it all okay for everybody. Pisces can lose track of time, again probably with the daydreaming. Sometimes they be like, oh, where's that hour gone? That sort of reaction, because they're not focused on what's happening around them. They've gone off into a different part of the world or within their own head and can lose track of time quite easily. And if you are a diamond painter, that can happen quite a lot anyway. We can happily lose hours diamond painting, can't we? So I think we will all get that. So hobbies, talking about diamond painting, let's talk hobbies, because a Pisces is very, very creative. I mentioned about children maybe making up stories and poems and songs, and that can continue throughout adulthood of a Pisces. So as well as creative pursuits as hobbies, Pisces could enjoy water sports. Perhaps snorkeling, scuba diving, water skiing, paddleboarding, well, swimming, outdoor pursuits, anything to do within the water. Also, again, to do with diamond painting. Collecting. Woo! That's my word, by the way, for, you know, collecting diamond paintings and storing them in a stash. It's not buying, it's collecting. And Pisces do like collecting different things that interest them. Could be crystals, things that sparkle, back to the diamond painting again. Perhaps you like collecting things to do with diamond painting pens or cover minders, but actually just collecting anything that interests you. Crystals, and I don't mean the diamond painting crystals, I mean like the natural gemstones. Perhaps you like collecting those and finding out about their properties for healing. And talking about that, you do have some healing stones. Your birthstone is amethyst if you are February born, and aquamarine if you are March born. So an amethyst is a purple stone, aquamarine is a very pale blue-green stone, beautiful stone. However, as I said, the crystal healing stones for your sign include amber, which is a brown, tends to be brown, translucent stone, but it also can come in opaque, yellows and greens. There's the bloodstone, which as it sounds is a red-brown stone. Blue lace agate is a beautiful agate, and it's got, as its name suggests, like a lacy design within it. Cat's eye, which is a stone with a shine within it. It's usually got a light reflective element to make it look like an eye. Jade is another stone. Peridot, a green stone, and quartz. Now quartz can be any colours at all, so even amethyst is a purple quartz. So you've got lots of things there to do with healing stones. If you want to have a look up the properties, perhaps get a tumble stone or wear some jewellery of that stone, see if that can help you. Within the diamond painting itself, you can see the two fish here. We will get further away views once I've finished the section. You can see the Pisces symbol here. We've got the flower for Pisces. Now there are two flowers connected with Pisces. There is the violet and the water lily, and it's the water lily that's depicted in this diamond painting. Moving down, we've got the birthstone in the belt across here. So this one is depicted as aquamarine. And then we have the water element at the bottom showing there. So there's a lot of imagery within the section. And I have to say, this is a 50 by 50 canvas from SpellQueen. If you would like more detail in the canvas, I know they do an 80 by 80, which actually also includes ABs. So I'm sure that would be really pretty. There we go. And as we get to the end of the video, I will show it from further away and we'll get to see, you probably see more detail than I will at this point. As we know as diamond painters, when we're sitting up close, we can't always see the detail that we're painting until we stand back and then we're amazed. Okay, so I am now going to speed up the video to get this background detail in, and then we'll come back and talk more about gifts and pets and all sorts of things Pisces. So I do hope that you join me then. Are you still with me, dear Pisces? Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the music whilst we did the background of the segment for you. As we talked about Pisces having a receptive, inner contemplative personality with inner awareness, sensitivity, which is mystical and intuitive, I wonder what sort of career choices would be suitable that you would really be drawn to. We've also talked about the creativity of a Pisces. So we talked about poetry, songwriting, creative writing, that sort of thing. Could you make that into your career choice? However, also with the mystical side, mediumship, counselling, helping others to come to terms with who they are, perhaps a careers advisor, a life coach, something like that could be a good career choice for a Pisces. The caring nature of a Pisces could lend itself to nursing, caring, social care, that sort of career. Remember, helping to make the world a better place. If you're enjoying this Pisces video, then please do consider liking, sharing and subscribing. It is always appreciated and helps support the channel, which is always I'm really thankful for. So thank you so much. Please do comment below if you'd like to, if you feel drawn to do so. I love hearing from everybody. Just realised I've missed a 0. Just pop that one in. And gift ideas for a Pisces. I don't know if you'll be surprised to hear anything sentimental. I don't think you'll be surprised if you've watched the video to know that that's a great gift idea. So something with sentimental attachment, a locket, a photo album, some keepsakes from perhaps when you went away to the seaside, some seashells, sea glass, that sort of thing. Maybe pebbles from the beach, put in a jar and wrapped with a ribbon around the top. Things like that, that mean something. And what pet choices do we think a Pisces would make? Well, can you guess what's top of the list? Can you? Yeah, I think you might have got it. Fish, goldfish or seafaring fish, tropical fish would make a great pet for a Pisces. And if that's too obvious, then perhaps a dog that likes water so that they can swim in the water with their pet. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? Also, really fluffy animals that just tug at the heartstrings for our caring and compassionate Pisces. And with that, we have finished our segment. I will get a view for you from further away and we'll talk through the finished result. So the Pisces segment, the final segment in our Zodiac series. What can we see? We can see the two fish of Pisces, one jumping upwards and one swimming downwards. We can see the fin and the tail and the eye, and then below the fish here with the top being a purple colour and his bottom, how rude, the bottom of the fish being in a paler blue here with his fin sticking out. We can see the Pisces symbolism here in the sky, and then going down we can see the water lilies, which are one of the flowers for Pisces. Then we come to the birth sign belt, and it is depicted, it does look more purple, so perhaps they've chosen the amethyst rather than the aquamarine. I thought it was going to be aquamarine when I first saw it, but it does look more purpley than that. And then down into the water element for our Pisces symbolism. I really loved finding out more about you, Pisces. I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do like, share and subscribe, and I do hope to see you next time. In the meantime, enjoy your own diamond painting. Take care. Bye.